Hey buddy, how you doing? I'd like to give you another story. This is a moose hunt I had in 2013, my first hunt. This is way before my YouTube channel. I was doing some research trying to find out a lot of information about moose hunting back then, because I never had any experience. I've gone with my brothers, my brother Jason and my brother Keith that had a hunt. I went with them, but neither time was I able to be there when they shot their moose and stuff. But I did a lot of research and I created a book. There's The Maine Moose Hunter by Shane Lilly. I tried to create this book. It's only like 85 pages long. This is just a rough draft. The company I was trying to go through to create this book, they're just going to charge way too much money for an 85-page book. It was going to be like $21 or something like that. And that's before I had any of my profit onto it. So it was just not worth it. One of my many endeavors I've been trying to do to make a little extra money. It just wasn't going to pay off for me. So the good thing about this book is it's about my 2013 hunt. And inside of it, I do have a journal I like to read on the story, the moose story that I had of the hunt for the moose. That way, mosquitoes. That way I don't make any mistakes or feed you guys some false information. I got it written down. So I want to read that story to you right now. We're outside, so there's mosquitoes out here. The wind is blowing a little bit and hear woodpeckers and stuff, so you're going to hear some noise along with the story, but hope that's okay. This is my moose hunting journal. October 12th, 2013. I'm in Bangor right now. It's 52 degrees, calm winds. I'm waiting at the Sam's Club parking lot for my brother Jason. Just filled up the truck for gas with $62 to fill it. Plus I filled a 5-gallon can to bring up there. It's always good to bring extra gas up there when you go, because sometimes you're pretty far away from a gas station and you're in good territory, so you don't want to have to drive all the way back in town for fuel. So it's always good to bring 5 or 10 gallons with you. We left at 10:30 a.m. at Sam's Club and finally arrived at Allagash at 3:30 p.m. Sunday, October 13th, 2013. We're going preseason scouting with Sean's dad. Sean's dad he owns a camp up there that he's allowing us to stay in and hunt. And he has a lot of friends up there who cut wood and stuff, so they're going to give us a lot of information on where they see some moose and stuff to help us out for the hunt. We're at Michoud Farm Road, AF04, Allagash Gate at 7:08 a.m. We saw 2 bulls and 2 cows. The bulls were huge. The problem was it was in the fog, and they were probably about 100 yards away from us. You could just make out their silhouettes, and that's about all we could see. You couldn't see any detail with them. Down the road a little bit further, we saw a few grouse. 7:56 a.m., we see another bull about a mile at mile marker number 4. This one was not as large as the first 2, but he was a good moose. He was wasting no time getting off the road. At 9 a.m., we see another moose. This moose is a cow, and she is standing smack dab in the middle of the Allagash River. There is fog coming off the water, and it couldn't have asked for a more beautiful sight to see on the day before my moose hunting season begins. So now we're back at camp at 9:30 for breakfast. It was a good morning for scouting. Very foggy, though, but a good morning. It's 40 degrees at 11 a.m. Going scouting again. We only saw a couple of birds that time. The temperature now is back at camp at 3 o'clock. It's about 60 degrees. So that was we did our preseason scouting. A couple of places that we were given some information to check out. We saw those 2 big bulls and with 2 cows, so we're kind of hoping that was going to be a good shoo-in on Monday. So first day of moose hunting season, Monday. We get up at 3:30 a.m. It's foggy again. Finally, the day starts. We get to our site on an hour early at 5:30 a.m. Shooting time is 6:20. All take a short cat nap in the truck with the alarm set to wake us up at legal shooting light. At legal shooting light, the hunt is on. We see 6 cows the first light of day. No bulls. I have a bull-only tag, so that's the only thing I can shoot. Jason, my brother Jason, Keith, and Sean, a good friend of ours, all get birds by 10:44 a.m. I vowed not to shoot any birds till I get my moose. At 10:49, we see 2 more cows. Total moose seen on day 1 was 8 cows, no bulls. Sean, Jason, and Keith altogether get 7 birds. We saw 9 birds altogether. Jason was using a 16 gauge single shot. Sean had a double barrel 20 gauge. Keith was using a 22 bolt action. Me, no bull moose today. We're hunting from 6:20 a.m. to 6:22 p.m. Skunked on day 1. Heading to camp for some homemade chicken stew. Day 2, October 15th, 2013. Foggy again. It's only 48 degrees. We're leaving camp at 5 a.m. to the same place we were the first morning. We figure there were so many cows around that we had to be a bull around as well. Shooting time on this day was 6:21 a.m. till 6:20 p.m. At 7:09, we see our first bull. I decided not to shoot this one. He's a very young bull. His antlers were barely past his ears. Let's hope I don't regret this decision later on. It's 1:10 p.m. Boys have gotten a few more birds. It's sunny and warm today, 54 degrees. The moose are not moving. Got till 6:20 to see a bull. At 3 p.m., we decided to watch and call where we saw the small bull this morning. There's a lot of sign in that area. We are here for a bit. Jason and Sean went off bird hunting near another road on the edge of where we were. Last hour, we saw 3 cows. One is a yearling, no bulls again. Day 3, October 16th, 2013. Cloudy, drizzly day. It's 41 degrees. Hope to get a bull. The game plan is to hit where we saw the cows last night. I got up at 4 a.m., saw 6 cows. 2 moms had young ones with them. We saw a young bull laying on the ground behind a slash pile. I passed on him. He appeared to only have 1 antler, and he wasn't very big. I hope I don't regret passing on this second bull. The temperature is now 48 degrees at 11 a.m. We are up to 10 cow sightings today. We decided to go for a drive and get out of the general area for a while. We go way out past mile marker 21 and check out some new territory. We find some awesome sign. We find a big spruce tree with almost all the bark freshly rubbed off. The thing must have been 5 to 6 feet tall. Only a big bull moose would be doing that. 11:45, we see a huge moose in front of us at 200 yards away. I can't see the head because the part of the body is already into the spruce trees on the side of the road. So we drive closer. The moose that we assume is a big bull just vanishes into the spruce trees. Sean says it had a small rack that he saw through the binoculars. Keith, Jason, nor I saw any antlers from our vantage point, so I didn't shoot. This was the 11th moose sighting today. Lunchtime now, taking a short break. We'll head back to Farm Road. We're in a detour area past mile marker 21. 6:15, saw another cow driving out. That makes 12 moose sightings today. That was all we saw on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, day 4, October 17, 2013. Time to shoot a moose. Everybody seems to be a little edgy. We all, I am sure, have in our minds, maybe I shouldn't have passed up on the moose that I did. Seems the 2 huge bulls we saw the day before season started are long gone. As most people do, you hold out for a good moose on the first half of your trip. But as the clock winds down, you start to say something in the freezer is better than nothing. So if we see something that we passed up before, now we may just shoot what we see. We have spent a lot of money and time to get up here, and an empty freezer is definitely something that we don't want to go through. Today it's 50 degrees and raining. As of 8:45, we have seen 5 cows altogether. We also have been listening to CB the whole time during the hunt. We hear truckers say they just saw a huge bull moose and a cow. We also know we are within a mile or 2 of the sighting. So we head to where he saw the animals. We get into the area and try cow calling for a bit. Nothing. We also noticed a tote road just before we had stopped to call, so we head down this tote road, call. Still nothing. After a while, with no luck, we decided to go try some other areas. 2 o'clock, not much luck. We decided to go back to the tote road where we tried to call for the moose in the morning. The area the trucker saw the moose. It was 2:30 p.m. Finally happened. We hit that tote road and went up, swung to the area that the bull was sighted in the morning. We were creeping along in the truck, and Sean caught a glimpse of an antler in the brush pile about 100 yards in the woods. Keith had also noticed it as well. Jason and I were on the other side of the truck looking in the opposite edge of the area, so we didn't see it. I am a paraplegic and I can shoot from a vehicle, but I didn't want to try to lean over my brother's head, to shoot across inside the vehicle. So we get out of the truck, try to lean over the hood because the ground was so uneven there. I had to ask my brother Jason if he could hold me pinned against the truck because I couldn't keep my balance and stay up on that uneven ground. So at that time, all I could see was a large antler through the brush pile about 100 yards away. There was a lot of brush and all tall raspberry bushes between me and this moose. My brother Jason and Sean kept telling me, wait till he stands up, wait till he stands up. You'll have a better shot. Keith, in the meantime, climbs into the back of the truck bed to get a better look, and his words were not inspiring. He said, guys, the moose is standing up. It's in a bunch of brush going downhill, so I waited for the moose to turn his head for the best shot I could get. Keith and Sean were telling me to take the shot before he was gone. I waited till the shot was about as good as it was going to get under the circumstances. Keith was my sub-permittee, and he would be allowed to shoot if it tried to run away. I told him to get ready for the follow-up shot. He had gotten onto a dirt embankment and had a good vantage point to see the moose from where he could put the second shot. With the best shot I could see, I fired my Weatherby S2 30-06, and the moose dropped its hindquarters instantly. My brother sent the second shot from his Ruger American 30-06. And the moose was dead. After the second shot, a cow moose trotted off about 50 yards. She must have been his mate. Seeing the cow made 7 moose sightings on this day. Thankfully, Sean had experience with getting moose out in these kind of places. The moose was almost 100 yards in thick growth with raspberry bushes and an old slashing. Sean had a block and tackle, and he hooked the block and tackle to a tree across the road and ran the cable from the hitch of the truck. From the block and tackle went all the way to the moose. We then wrapped the nylon strap around the moose and slowly dragged the moose through the mess. The moose finally out, I could finally see the whole animal. It was all I could have hoped for my first moose. The moose had 19 points and a 54-inch spread. We estimated the moose to be around 750 pounds. It took another hour to get the moose dressed and into the truck. It was 5 p.m. Legal hunting light was till 6:16. Finally headed back to camp to celebrate. Went bird hunting next day, October 18th, and I got 1 bird. We also saw a nice bull moose running straight down the road, and we got a few pictures of that one. Of course, after we had looked and looked and looked for bull and never saw any. We see one the next day, of course. At the weight scale, the moose that I had shot dressed out at 823 pounds, was 19 points, 54-inch spread at the Fort Kent tagging station. Well, again, it's in the book I was trying to make. That was a pretty awesome experience, and it was way different than the moose hunt you guys have seen in my video in 2019, where we hardly saw a moose the whole time we were there. And it's the same exact, well, it was the same area. We're in Allagash both times, but just goes to show you, which month you're hunting in. I think, the first month is probably your best chance, but you just never know. Moose hunting's certainly not easy, but it's fun if you got the right people with you. It's always good to try and get up and scout, a week in advance, or a week or two before your season if you can, just to get up there and get a better idea, better feel what things are, because every year, it's different, just like deer hunting. Especially if you're deer hunting in the mountains and stuff like that. It just, they feed in different places every year, just like if, they're cutting wood somewhere, that's going to disrupt the food source and the bedding area and everything. Same with moose and deer, partridge, everything. So, and obviously if you're hunting in, timber company land, then you never know. So it's always wise to go up there and scout it in advance. We usually just try and go up a day or two early and do some scouting. And luckily, you try to have friends in the areas. It's one of the reasons why we choose the zones that we do. We have local woodsmen and stuff that work in those areas and give us a heads up on what's going on in that area. But that is my 2013 moose hunt. That was a great experience. Had the best of friends up there, my brother Keith and Jason, and my buddy Sean and his dad Kenny. Appreciate you all for helping. And sadly, I didn't have any video on that, so I'm showing the pictures through this as well. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And you never know. The moose drawing is just around the corner now in a couple of days. And you never know who's going to get it in our family again. We may not get it. It's one of those things. Luck of the draw. Took me 16 years the first time to get it in 2013 of drawing. And then, what was it? And then it just took me 6 years the second time to get my second tag. Keith and Jason, both brothers, have only got drawn once. Just luck of the draw, as they say. Thanks again for watching.